Good morning, this is Randy. So I've had a second date with Joe, and the way it went was he was trying to anticipate on that first date how to see me again in a way that was going to be successful for him. So he was asking, first he asked me out for Friday, and it was Monday, and when I told him that, I can't decide, that's too far away, and I told him kind of like I'm more spontaneous, which is more odd. Most women want, to know ahead of time, and they take it as an insult if someone just kind of asks them if they want to do something, within a day or hours of it. A lot of women are offended by that. And me, knowing myself, I'm not only not offended by that, but that's kind of the way it has to be, because like I said, I'll change my mind. So I don't want to plan too far ahead when I'm getting to know somebody, or else I will talk myself out of it. So after going out on Monday, on Tuesday, then at like around 11 or noon, he asked me if I wanted to come over his house Tuesday. And it took me about 5 minutes, and then I said, yeah, sure. Now, this guy is not a threatening type of guy. Heck no, no way. I mean, I totally would not worry about going over his house. I know a lot of people, wouldn't do that. They'd start going out with them to public places, on and on. And, I totally trust my judgment on that. Never had a bad experience when I've done that. So I said, yeah. And he's like, what time do you want to come over? And I said, 7. He's like, okay. So he gives me his address, and I show up at his house. So his, what was totally awesome was his house. And I don't know who of you would think it was awesome, or some of you would probably think, oh, that's not a big deal. Well, to me, it's awesome because number one, it's he's got 2 acres. He only lives 15 minutes away from me, but he lives like at the edge of, the country. So you feel like you're out in the country. And 2 acres in this big, awesome, like, Craftsman. I love Craftsmans. So I was pretty, like, taken by the house, and I was pretty fascinated by it because it's like my favorite kind of house. And I know it sounds superficial to be preoccupied with the house, but what could I say that I was? So it's this big kind of like farmhouse on a corner with apple trees, pear trees, and mulberry trees, a flagpole, a big sunroom in the front of the house, all hardwood floors, a fireplace, a big wooden banister leading to the upstairs rooms. So the upstairs is, he's redoing it, right? He bought it on foreclosure. So he knows how to fix everything. He knows how to redo everything in an entire house, including plumbing, electrical, wood, paint, putting in, a new kitchen, hooking up everything. And he knows how to do everything outside, like all the lawn care, fencing, how to even take care of the apple trees, the pesticides, like how to grow stuff. So this is the kind of guy who has not hardly any book smarts, but everything practical, like everything kind of opposite of what I know and what I do, So complimentary, not afraid of labor work, the man jobs that I hate to do. So all of that is just natural. He took a wall out. There's a big dining room. Well, there's these, enclosed natural wood bookshelves, a big like wooden like opening to the dining room, and then a really nice dining room table that he got from an estate sale that connects to the kitchen, which he took out a wall, so it's an open kitchen. He's not like redone the kitchen yet, but it's completely ready to pick out the cabinets, buy the appliances, tile, which is going to be like glass tile, all that. So like the kitchen is ready to completely strip out and do up any way that he wants. And then a kind of like office behind the dining room that looks out into the backyard, which is all trees, and it's like an office, and then a big huge bathroom on the main floor behind the office, and off of the kitchen that has a full tub and a big walk-in closet and a really cool wooden, antique mirror over the double sink. And then upstairs is 3 bedrooms with new windows, and then like these really cool little attic spaces that you can store things behind the bedrooms, because it's an old house, like 1928, and then a full basement that's completely empty for storage. And then, the garage, which he showed me, and that has like a 4-wheeler in there to ride around the property, 2 riding lawnmowers. He's got like some kind of Mustang souped up car, and also a truck. So, and then all this land, right? But it's only like 15 minutes from my house. So like I said, it's not far. It's a like really quick drive. And he lives around the block from my aunt too, by the way. So I was so impressed by the work that he had done on the house just since January when he bought it. So yeah, that really impressed me. Now he doesn't have Wi-Fi. He doesn't even have cable. He has like some antenna hooked up to his big screen TV. It doesn't look like he watches too much TV. I think he just works all the time. He works at work, and then he comes and works on his house. So we watched, the election after that, and, he wasn't very into politics at all. He didn't really share his opinion, but it was probably Trump, because just like, where he comes from, that But he didn't really say that, so I don't know. Maybe I'm assuming. He was pretty much didn't care about the politics too much. Told me that his ex-wife was getting married this weekend to a guy that she, had brought in immediately, like the same day he moved out 4 years ago, and she already knew him, so you know what was probably going on there. He isn't bitter about it. He's got 2 daughters. One's like a freshman in high school, one's a senior. And like I said, his daughters live with his wife like 2.5 hours away. I don't know if I said that or not, but they lived like 2.5 hours away because he got divorced because him and his wife both worked too much, and she wouldn't compromise on moving midway between both of their jobs like she had promised up front. And he ended up driving like an hour and a half to work, to and from work every day, plus working overtime, so he was never home. I mean, I guess turns out smart guy, because he might have gotten divorced anyway, and now he's got all that time in at work, which when you're union and you're gonna get a pension, you'll your best 5 years is what your pension's based on. He was not, like, he's not secretive at all. He's actually probably was a little too trusting, although, you can trust me. I'm not gonna do anything. So he's lucky that, he could actually, a gold digger could find him and probably manipulate the shit out of him. And I'm not saying he has that much money, but he has, he has some stuff that he doesn't really realize is valuable. His skills, his his hard work ethic. So then the thing is, he's like too into me. He's kind of a lot too into me. More into me than I'm into him. So I don't like that. No, it's good in one way, it's bad in another way. Probably might do something again on Friday. He's not very well traveled. He hasn't been to a lot of places in the United States. He's more somebody that travels around just Michigan. So he's only been to like Florida and Michigan. He has not been to New York or Maine or or California. He hasn't been to Colorado, anything like that. Hasn't been to Vegas. Hasn't been to Mexico. And Alaska, Hawaii, all the places that, I've been or want to go. So I've traveled a lot more than him, and he's wanting to do that. He's wanting to travel. He's wanting to go places. He can get airline tickets for a cheaper price because he works at the airport. So, yeah, it's going to be hard to say no to that. So I'll probably see him again on Friday, I'm guessing, or maybe sooner, depending on my mood. And we'll go from there, but I just wanted to report that. All right, thanks for listening.